Hey, what's going on, guys? Perfect Nightmare here, back again with another unused content video. If you guys are new to my channel, go ahead and hit my subscribe button, like the videos, and comment down below. So for today's video, guys, I'd like to actually talk about the original concept design of Dust Bowl. So if you guys didn't know, Dust Bowl at this time was completely reworked, redesigned in a different matter. And to the final version that we got today in the base game of Hardline, you would not actually recognize this as Dust Bowl completely unless you saw the Levolution effects, the water tower, and the gas station, in which was present at this time of stage during development. Now, the original concept, again, of Dust Bowl was completely redesigned, redifferent, and could not even tell. The antenna was completely missing from the game's actual idea. The map was 3 times as bigger. A lot of the mountains and surrounding areas and stuff like that was completely different. The skybox was huger. Not to mention that some of the building designs were completely non-present in the final version of the game, which kind of makes me believe that Dust Bowl was still a work in progress at the time of this being made. But this concept and unused content was still something that we all need to learn and actually understand from where the developer's point of view was. Here's something that some people might not even know. On this build of the map, there was an airstrip to where the antenna was. Now, you won't see it in the actual photo that I'm going to show you, but you will end up seeing this in an actual clip during the Hotwire lookout of showing basically the hangar and an extra road to the right, which actually turns out to be the airstrip tarmac. So just be aware of that and understand where this comes from when I talk about the airstrip. Now, again, this is what housed the OV-10 jet that I've talked about in the previous video. So also, I like to talk about real quick is that the airstrip was an actual point to capture for Conquest Large. And it was similar to what it was in Grow House when you try to get either the attack helicopter on B flag. Just understand that it's going to be the same with the actual the jet itself. So that's something that I didn't put into the other video that I forgot to actually mention. Now, getting away from the airstrip, there was no hotel present in this build of the game. Not only that, in that entire spot where the hotel would be present at in the final build, there's a bunch of buildings that were used to house the money for blood money. And in the video, you see clearly people taking and defending the money at the same time. This is something that was unused in the concept-wise, and instead they moved it towards the middle sniper home, which I call it the sniper house, which is in between the compound and the hotel in the final build. Now, this idea of the map currently I'd like to talk about real quick is based off the single-player mission Gauntlet, where Nick Mendoza has to run from the police without being spotted through the entire desert town trying to get up to a mountaintop. This whole area was actually inspired by that mission. Now, here's a few things that you may or may not notice throughout the video on this. The actual road design is still present as it is in the final build. There are a few roads that are missing, such as the back roads from spawns and stuff like that. But other than that, really, everything else is still present, minus the antenna, the hotel, the compounds, and the mine. Now, that's just a few things that are not there. The one thing that I want to talk about real quick is the mine. As you know, when the cops spawn in on the mine side, you always notice some basic things, people sniping on that hill. While in this build, there were no hills to snipe on besides one cliffside that is on the criminal side of the map. Now, it's still something that's kind of shown and present inside this build, and you see people actually sniping from there, some of the developers and stuff like that, showing it off. It was just to basically show off the close quarters engagements rather than the long range engagements that you would see in the final build of the game. As for the mansion or compound, it was completely changed around. It was not there presently in this build of the game as it was in the final. In the final version, you have the mansion, the garage, the guest home, the backyard, and stuff like that. While in this game, or this present version of the map, all you have is a bunch of houses surrounded by a meth lab underground. The Levolution is still there as well for the explosion of that little complex. And honestly, it's still there, it's present, you can still go underground and stuff like that, but it was not as intended as much. Not only that, the Levolution was actually moved from where that compound was. Instead of being at the actual mansion site in the backside of the map, it was actually where the blood money map was, or the blood money buildings were, which was hidden inside 3 buildings that you'll see between the rocks. Now, understand something real quick before I start mentioning about this. During this design of the map, It was to believe that this was more vehicle gameplay, such as infantry vehicles and helicopters, as well as to show off the plane that they were wanting to just basically give their chance on, instead of actually showing more infantry gameplay and stuff like that. So with the final design being the way it's set up and understanding that, we get to understand more of where the developers are coming at for more infantry-based gameplay and a couple of more helicopter-based, rather than just having a full-on scale warfare of just planes and cars and stuff like that. So it kind of makes sense more and more into that. Now, to get more technical into certain things, a lot of things were still redesigned and remastered in the final build rather than this. The water tower, it was still present, and same with the gas station. With the gas station, everything is still in the same design. The only difference is the back garages were missing, and same with the truck that was seen in the back. As for the water tower, everything is still present right where that water tower was. As for other things, like I said, the mansion, the hotel, the antenna, and the mines were just basically all removed and changed around. So anyways guys, this is it for the Dust Bowl unused concept design. Let me know what you guys think down below about the original design for Dust Bowl, rather than the older design that you see now here on the final version of the game. Anyways, subscribe for more Battlefield content and updates here on my channel. Anyways guys, I'm Perfect Nightmare. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your day and subscribe.